my safe. Had a 7-figure summer, so I'm putting on some weight.
First opened way back in 1924, but renovated in 2002. There's a look inside venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. This was the scene a moment ago as the Bears emerged from their tunnel. Ready for football are they, and ready for football are we as the Bears get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30.
Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Push him back. That's the 48. Tighten up,
Here's Dalvin Cook, third year back from Florida State. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the gun, here's Cousins. And Cook has it, left side. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up a third down.
I know, easy.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're able to stop him short. On 3rd and 6, they'll only pick up 4.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks.
At their own 20-yard line.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Watch the eye. No, alert.
They'll run with a third-year man. This is Tariq Cohen. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Watch 54. They can't hang with us. Mike's 5-4. Mike's 5-4. Move. He's crashing.
Throwing here, Trubisky. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the gun, it's Trubisky. And he's got Miller. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, it was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
25 yards that time.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, do I have that dagger play? Do I have that play and just finish them off right now? Because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
At the 42-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he had been able to haul that one in.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Right there.
Now it's Trubisky. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It's a gain of 34.
Tell you what, partner, you get the football in his hands, just give him a little bit of open space. As we just saw, he can make you pay.
And he wasn't the top option there, but check down turned into 1st down and then some. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Gun.
Draw play, Cousins to Cook. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down.
Check 13. Check black. Hey, Haywood.
Throwing is Cousins. But it's caught on the right side. It's Smith. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
We're scoreless after 1. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. First red zone chance now for the Vikings. 1st and 10 at the 19. Cousins. And complete right side to Cook. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and it'll make it 2nd down.
At the Bears' 13-yard line.
Mike is 59. Mike is 59. I'm coming. Bring up 48. Gun. 36. Here we go.
Throwing. Cousins. That's complete right around the 8. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
To the air again, it's Cousins. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. They'll throw again. Cousins. This will be caught just inside the 10. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
And that's the kind of stand all defenses are seeking. 3rd and goal, backs against the wall, and they get a monster sack, and now they're going to force them into a field goal. For them, that's a win.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 31-yard line.
A reminder coming up tonight, a tough ticket in New Orleans. The Cowboys in town to take on the Saints on Sunday Night Football. Then tomorrow night, Charles and I, we go to Pittsburgh. Bengals and Steelers, 2 teams, well, they don't like each other very much. That's well documented. That starts at 8:15 Eastern as we close out the month of September. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me. Lock in. You don't want to check them. Check 37.
First down, a run with Cohen. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Get up! 180! Move. I'm coming for you. You mine.
On 2nd and 11 now. Trubisky caught out left side by Robinson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 16 yards, a first down.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. That is caught by Cohen. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest, you can draft the most athletic guys, but if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Here we go.
A first carry for Samaje Perine. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. Here's Trubisky, finding Gabriel, complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open. Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Flush to his right. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
It's now 3rd and goal.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and goal.
Come on, QB, come on.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And that will knock things up here late in the first half. Well, maybe a nice psychological boost there just to get back to even with that field goal as we head towards half.
Coaching 101 always says at halftime, play it like it's 0-0 on the scoreboard. Well, in this case, it's level, right? Same score each side. Just start over. Now you've got the second half to play.
And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down. And it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Cousins setting up the screen for Cook. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Cousins now, only one pass has hit the ground for him. 10 of 11 thus far. It's 1st and 10. Here's Cousins. Lets it fly for Thielen. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
Incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Let's get off the field, man.
Final play of the half. Cousins. Now they go screen. It's complete. So we've reached halftime. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Second half ready to roll. 2 field goals, the combined output in half number 1. Could be first touchdown wins. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 22. Now Trubisky escaping the pressure right. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
Gun.
Following the interception, Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 43-yard line.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
58, boy. 58, Mike. Gun.
Cousins to throw it. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, Vikings. Kyle Rudolph. His first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Bailey got the extra point, and the lead is now 10-3. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. This one out left to the tight end, Burton. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation. would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Throwing again on second down. Trubisky to Gabriel, middle of the field. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 21 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Watch the slants. Watch the slants.
On first down, Cohen. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. It's Xavier Rhodes there in on the stop.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Here's Trubisky to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he's got room. But there he goes left side. And they're going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. Extra point try by Bailey. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This will be fielded at the 6. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They begin the drive on the ground with Cohen, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Hey, keep it up. Keep it up.
Now Trubisky to throw. Flushed out right. And he completes it to Cohen. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field is for an offense.
Check right. Watch it divide. Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. The sack by big number 98, Linval Joseph.
And that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
12 yards on the return that time. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
A nice performance last week, recognized as NFC Player of the Week after going over 100 yards rushing. I just love the vision. I love the wiggle he has, but I also love the power when he ends his runs.
That's what impressed me. Yes, there was some elusiveness last week. A couple times he just ran over guys. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. Quaker Omaha.
Again, it's Cook. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Mike, 58, right there. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Why? Give that can. Hey, we're good.
Cousins on first down. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Cook following the penalty. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. To throw is Cousins. This a screen to Abdullah. And Abdullah lost the football. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against him.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Gonna let it fly for Rudolph. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. After the interception, here's Trubisky. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. Back now at Soldier Field. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Trubisky will throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Another try after the first down sack. Trubisky is going to let this go for the end zone.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
The Bears on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 17. Now it's Trubisky. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So they declined the penalty. That seems a little odd.
I'm trying to work through it and work with them to figure out why.
Well, someone's got to be confused.
That's what I think. I'm pretty sure that the bench is saying take the penalty, and somehow in the heat of the moment, they thought they were saying decline the penalty, and that's going to work against them. They should have taken it.
A first down throw for Cousins. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
This will be taken very short. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Off the play fake, here's Trubisky. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Danielle Hunter has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Now it's Trubisky. He's going to let this one go deep. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A huge play there for Chicago. 47 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Out of the gun, Trubisky. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. It's a gain of 5, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Throwing here, Trubisky. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Cohen. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. The Bears on the move. They've got another first down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
The tackle there by Stephen Weatherly. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
The Bears on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 4. From the shotgun is Trubisky. And that's caught for a Bear touchdown. It's the tight end, Trey Burton. Trey Burton, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears get a bit closer.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. First down, here's the run with Cook. Cook stripped, the ball's out. But a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Cousins here to throw. And complete right side to Cook. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. From the gun, here's Cousins. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A first down for Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Now a run with Cook. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here, 2nd and 11.
Check 31, check 31.
They run it again with Cook. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. I guess he was saving his best for last, so to speak. Longest run of the day coming here in the 4th quarter right there.
And that type of run makes for a better night for him and his teammates, doesn't it? To be able to produce this late in the game can lead to some big smiles and satisfaction in the locker room after this one's over.
And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game